Hello and welcome back to the World of Warcraft Legion beta. What we're going to be doing today is the Beast Mastery spec for Hunters, and we're going to be checking out their opening artifact scenario. We'll check out a little bit of their class hall, and we'll check out their abilities, talents, and any of the animations. So,
Greetings.
We just got through the opening scenario, skipped it, and here we are in Dalaran. It's good to see you on your feet. The members of the Council of Six are recuperating from their ordeal. The intensity from the teleportation spell can be disorienting. It seems you lost consciousness for a time, but at least you didn't awaken to find yourself stuck in a wall. Dalaran has been relocated to the Broken Isles. From here, we will spearhead the effort to acquire the Pillars of Creation and drive the Legion from Azeroth once and for all. When you turn in this quest, you'll get your Dalaran Hearthstone. It's basically your new Garrison Hearthstone. And you get 5 Tomes of the Tranquil Mind, which are used for you to respec your talents while out in the world or in dungeons or raids. So they're super useful. Don't get rid of them. Stick them in your bags and leave them there. Alright, as you can see, I don't have any quests to pick up. I don't have any that are showing up in my log here. So we run around Dalaran, take a look around while we wait for our artifact Questline to show up. You'll have a little bird. There she is. You have a little bird show up with a message for you. The eagle appears to have a message for you. The time has come to strike back at the Legion. Meet me at Hunter's Reach in Dalaran as soon as you can. Emerald Shadewarden. And, funny enough, we're right here. She's right here in this building. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold.
Delivered my message. Good.
Your reputation precedes you. It is important that we speak. I realize we have never met, but you will learn of my order soon enough. For now, pleasantries must wait. The Legion has returned to Azeroth stronger than ever, and we need new weapons to fight them. I have met 3 individuals here in Dalaran who have leads on ancient artifacts, which could prove vital in the battle to come. Acquiring these weapons demands the skills of a master hunter. Speak to each of them and decide whom you will aid first.
May your weapons strike true.
So, we'll head back outside and head over to the 3 hunters. The first one is over here in the magical menagerie. This dwarf right here.
I'm your dwarf.
So that last Emerald Shadewarden sent you my way. Seems she's good at her Seems she's good at her word, that one. Don't know a thing about this unseen path she's part of, but I'm willing to hear her out. Been working with old Bren's Bronzebeard, searching the Broken Isles for any edge against the Legion. We're close to finding the tomb of some Vrykul warlord the legends say stole a rifle called Titan Strike. Bran got all excited, going on about how that gun is infused with the power of storms and such. Sounds interesting, eh? If you're up for fetching it, I'm your dwarf.
First round's on you.
You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather right now, so if my reading of the quest text isn't exactly perfect, I do apologize. I'm trying my best here. Okay. And here is...
Greetings.
Up at a high mountain. You have come just as Emerald said you would. Emerald Shadewarden is a noble soul. The Torrent of High Mountain have long been allies of the Unseen Path. Talоnclaw, the spear wielded by my ancestor, whom the High Mountain was lost during a battle against a fierce night saber called Dakar. Many have tried to retrieve it. All have failed. Our elders believing recovering Talоnclaw is the key to driving the Legion from our lands. My brother Wuho and I are heading out to slay the beast and claim the spear. If you were to join us, we'd be sure to succeed.
Sun and moon light your path.
The new melee survival spec. I got a video out on that as we speak, so if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. And here is our last one, the Silver Covenant.
We must all do our duty.
I'm grateful. Lady Shadewarden found you. We have a chance to strike a major blow against the Legion. My commander, Ranger General Veressa Wendrunner, has recovered a possible lead as to the whereabouts of her missing sister, Alaria. Alaria's knowledge of the Legion would be invaluable to our cause. And the bow she carried with her, Thastara, is an artifact of awesome power. Together, you and the Ranger General can save them both.
Strive for peace.
Okay, now we're going to head back to our original quest giver, Emerald Shadewarden, over here in Hunter's Reach. Turn that in, and I will show you the UI that will pop up for your artifact choose, or your choice for the artifact. Any of the 3 weapons you learned learned of would be a huge boon in the war against the Legion, but your crusade must start with one of them, so you must choose. 3 weapons, 3 worthy paths. Acquiring one such artifact will be the first step in battling the Legion. The weapon will grow in power as you wield it, so you must choose the one which will be the focus of your efforts. After a time, you will be able to pursue the other weapons, but you must decide which to seek first.
Thank you
Here
for
we
your
are.
service.
For the purposes of this video, though, we're going to be going with the Beast Mastery weapon, Titan Strike. In ancient times, a Vrykul warlord stole a rifle infused with the power of storms. He used the artifact's might to conquer his rivals on the Broken Isles. Delve into the warlord's tomb and recover this mighty weapon. If you do decide, when you do decide, rather, and you're going to be a hunter main, or you're playing on your alt, do not worry. At certain points, you'll be able to go to your class hall and pick up the quest to go find the other of the weapons. So, if you're playing Beast Mastery, for instance, and you say, oh no, well, my raid group needs melee, or I just would prefer to try the melee out, you can go pick up your survival weapon and start working on that one. So, you're never stuck or pigeonholed into one of these specs. You can eventually have, you'll eventually be able to have all 3, rather. So, let's go ahead and pick Beast Mastery and Titan Strike.
Ishnu Dal Dieb.
Now you must begin your pursuit of the artifact. It will not be easy to obtain, but a weapon this powerful seldom is. After you succeed, return here to me, and we shall speak at greater length. There is much for us to do.
Our duty is to all
I know the
of
power of Titan
Azeroth.
Strike well. The Unseen Path battled the Vrykul warlord Volund as he campaigned to conquer the Broken Isles. We sought to wrest the rifle from him, but he took it to his grave. If Volund's tomb can at last be opened, this artifact would be a great boon to our cause. I believe Griff Wildheart is making preparations to depart. You can meet him at Crossus's Landing.
Take care.
So, that's what we'll do. We'll head down.
Speak to me again when you return to Dalaran. We have
Sure
much
thing.
to discuss.
As you can see, I am a gnome hunter, which is new. I don't have any of the mechanical ability to use the mechanical pets yet, but you will have, I believe, engineering has something
Easy
itself,
there, Huey! Easy, Griffy boy!
or you can use a mechanical pet as a gnome hunter, or as any hunter, I believe. But I think it would be cool in a gnome. All right, there you are. I knew you'd be biting to find Titan Strike. Don't mind old Huey here. The City of Mages is no place for a griffin. Titan Strike is in the tomb of Warlord Valen somewhere on the Isle of the Shield's Rest. It's a dank, sloppy mess adrift in a sea of gloom. Sounds lovely, eh? I've been working with a Vrykul guide named Prostaga. She'll help us break the wards keeping the tomb sealed. I know what you're thinking. Vrykul are trouble, but she hasn't taken a swing at me just yet. Huey will take us down to the shore. Prostaga's probably found the tomb by now.
See you later! Hop on and let's
Alright,
get
let's
moving!
hop on.
Old Huey don't bite! To Shield's Rest!
Looks like we're about to fall off
Make
the butt.
yourself comfortable. It's a bit of a ride to Stormheim.
As you can see, I have max draw distance on right now. It's really beautiful, and I have a really junky graphics card at the moment, so hopefully soon I'll be able to upgrade that, and we'll be able to see a little better when I do videos during the actual Legion expansion when it's live. As you can see, Shield's Rest is way up here, but we're instanced for the purposes of this, so we won't be able to fly through the zones, and hopefully I'm not going to get disconnected here. Hopefully not. But while we're waiting for this, here is Suramar. They just started finishing up this zone completely. This is the 110 zone right here. It's really beautiful. It's absolutely astonishing. We have Azuna here, Val'Sharah, High Mountain, and Stormheim. This is kind of Vrykul, Tauren, Druids, and High Elves right here. And then, of course, High Elves in Suramar. And this is the Tomb of Sargeras over here. Not quite sure what this is. Don't really know. This is where the opening scenario takes place, though. Hopefully we don't get disconnected here. Although, it appears that we will. Oh, we got a line going. We got a line going, boys and girls. Hopefully, haha, we did it. You can see some cool Vrykul stuff around. There's quite a few different scenarios that will take place at this exact same spot. So don't be surprised if you watched another video of someone or you played another character and you end up here. I believe one of the paladin or two of the paladin scenarios are here. No, it's just one. It's just one. And I think one of the warrior scenarios are here.
I'll introduce you to Prestaga when you're ready. We're never alone.
Bit of a bumpy ride, eh? Flying through these clouds ain't easy, even on as fine a griffin as Huey.
Talk to you. Seems Bruce wants the Legion out of here as much as we do. Work night and day to find this tomb. Prestaga! Brought a friend to join us, as promised.
I care nothing for friendship soft earthen. So long as this one helps us enter the tomb, I will tolerate the intrusion.
Looks like some fools plundered the tomb and stirred up all sorts of spirits.
Defiler. No, not yours. Thief, coveter, it belongs to me.
Pipe down! We're after your gun for a good cause, Ghosty!
Enough chatter. Move.
I don't have a target.
Alright. Easy enough. Let's head inside. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be following me or not, but...
My chosen will protect me for all eternity.
I need a target.
I'm not sure. I think I was muted a second ago, so I will point out
I
that
don't have a target.
if you're trying to find something specific in the video, please go ahead and check the description. I put times in where you can jump to and see something specific if that's what you're interested in. So I do apologize. I think I was muted earlier in the video when I said that. If not, I'm just saying it again. But we'll get back to the gameplay.
I need a target. I don't have a target. I can't attack that.
There! Up ahead! That door's glowing with the same energy as all of these spirits!
I will dispel the runes. Protect me.
Will do, Proust!
I need
That's
a
the
target.
spirit! One down, two to go!
They grow in strength. Be ready.
I don't have a target. I need a target.
Look! The door's opening!
Titan strike is close.
By Magni's beard! This Volan sure has a taste for Titan relics!
These look
Oh, looky here! A mecha gnome!
a lot
Bran told me all about these things.
like the Dark
It might be
Rangers.
able to help us find Titan Strike. Now let's see. Plug this in over here. Realign the power unit.
Remote Relay Observer Unit XR947 active. System status damaged. Rebooting. Please stand by.
They're coming to life.
System status functional. Rerouting commands to Maker's console.
Maker? Oh, no. Please don't be him.
We can solve any problem. Bronzebeard? Ah, yes, there you are! My records show this unit has been inactive for millennia. It was stolen from my lab long ago.
For the last time, I'm not Bran!
Where is Titan strike, little tinkerer?
The gun is there? Most curious. Telemetry coming in. The Broken Isles, the Vrykul Tomb. Ah, yes, I see it now! Oh my stars! Yes, this is it! The lid is attuned to a particular frequency. I just need to transmit a signal like so.
There
and-
it is! Mission accomplished!
Thieves! Your heads will decorate my throne. None challenge me and live. You of flesh are not worthy to wield the storms. Insolent whelps! Taste my steel! I am the scourge of the Thousand Plains. The terror of the Isles. Cannot control.
That wasn't so bad. Okay, grab Titan Strike so we can get out of here.
You've played your part. Now I shall play mine. The heart of this weapon will infuse me with the might of the Titans. The Vrykul shall bow before me, their new God Queen!
good. Not good at all. You should both join me in my workshop in Ulduar at once. We have a problem to solve. Oh, this is fortunate. Titan Strike's power has energized this teleportation pad. I should be able to reroute its destination. Success!
Well, they can't stop now. What are you waiting for? Come on, Theodore!
Excellent! You made it through in one piece. You can never be sure about the reliability of stolen teleporters. I'm preparing the diagnostic systems now. Say, you had quite an epic struggle with that ghostly Vrykul warlord. The thief had it coming if you ask me. Steam pump, check. Low ion energy converter units, check, check, and check. There you are, right on schedule. Just carry the one.
You might feel a
yes?
bit dizzy after going through that teleporter. The Broken Isles isn't exactly next door, after all.
Greetings!
My remote observation relay captured an astonishing amount of data from that tomb. If we can download its memory to my core processing systems, I should be able to locate Titan Strike, and that unsavory Vrykul who took it. Since you're here, would you mind helping out? Processing that much information might overload a few fail-safe mechanisms here and there, and I know you're the capable sort.
Off you go! Fascinating. Now, let's recall that observation unit from Stormheim. Stormheim. Ah, there it is. Engaging processors, initializing download relays. I don't anticipate any incompatibilities with my upgraded systems. Once the process kicks into gear, it should only take a minute or two to retrieve the information from XR947 here. Just sit back and enjoy the science. Those alarms indicate that we're encountering some minor technical difficulties with the fusion press unit. All you need to do is deactivate the two control panels over by the fusion press. Bronzebeard and I will man the central console.
I'm not... Oh, for crying out loud! Ha! You did it! The flames are dying down!
Astounding! Fusion system running at 98.33% efficiency. Repeating, of course. Oh dear. Now the Storm Leviathan unit is experiencing a target recognition system malfunction. Activate the stabilization matrix before it tears the whole lab apart. Leviathan unit stable. Excellent work. Most excellent indeed. Well, friends, the good news is the download is 89% complete. But we may also be experiencing a minor case of total system failure. I suppose there's no time like the present. This will either fix everything or destroy us. I need you to press the big red button labeled, "Do not push this button." Yes, I see. Oh, No. Not good. Not good at all.
What is it? Where's Prustaga headed?
Thorum's throne at the Temple of Storms. I suggest you get moving. We don't have much time. Time for some science.
The Temple of Storms is close by, so you should get there before that thieving Vrykul.
Greetings!
Prastaga is almost certainly on her way to the Temple of Storms, which is where I imbue Titan Strike with the Thunder Spark. If my deductions are correct, she'll attempt to reverse the process and infuse the spark into herself, thus attaining the godlike power she craves. Hopefully Thorum isn't off cavorting with his hounds again. If Prastaga has the local Vrykul on her side, things may get complicated.
Everything is silent. Use my teleportation pad to exit the workshop. We need to get you to the Temple of Storms before that Vrykul arrives. The aerial command unit can take you directly to the temple. Hop in! Pity you aren't joining Thorum under more pleasant circumstances. He's a lover of animals as well. Always going on and on about those wolves of his.
Alright, so this is going to fly us up there.
It'll be nice to be around one of our own, eh? Even if he is a bit tall for my liking.
Indeed, Bronzebeard. Now hold on. I'm taking you in.
We'll see how this goes. Haven't been here in a long time. Storm Peaks. I wonder if the time-lost Protodrake is flying by.
Tiny creature.
Well, it seems we have a little bit of a bug here. We can't get out of the vehicle. And it's not going anywhere. Alright, give me a minute and I will be right. Alright, let's hope this time it actually works.
Bronzebeard! Back again, I see. Hati has missed you, as has Skoll. Skoll? Ah, where has that warg run off to? Ah, and you are joined by one of the mortals who freed us from the grip of the old god. We must hold a feast to celebrate!
It'll have to wait, Thorum. There's a crazed Vrykul on her way here to steal the power of Titan Strike.
Then we shall slay the enemy together. Come, Vrykul! Face the fury of the storms!
Theodore and I can take 'em for the wilds!
I don't have a target. I need a target. I don't have a target.
Titan Strike's power will be mine!
Proust is headed for the throne! We've got to stop her!
You shall witness my glorious ascension! Yes, I feel the power of the Makers coursing through my veins! You will not stand in my way!
See reason, Proust! We're not your enemy!
You've a means to an end, nothing more! I will not be denied! I shall become God Queen! You cannot stop me, fools! I just need more power!
It is time we finish this! Hati, kill!
It's too much for her! Watch out! She's gonna blow! Hattie! Oh, that poor wolf took the brunt of it. Is he?
He is alive, but only barely. It appears this noble companion absorbed Titan Strike's energy, protecting us from the explosion. Even though Hadi is a creature of lightning magic, his body can't contain such intense power. My science cannot help him. I fear the Thunderspark's power is soon to be lost.
I know your heart aches at Hati's loss, Hunter. Just as mine does. You have a kinship with the spirits of wild creatures greater than any I have seen before.
Wait, that's it! If you bind Hadi's spirit to your own, you can channel the power back into Titan Strike. You'll save Hadi and restore the gun!
By Odin's beard, you did it! From this day forth, I charge you to wield Titan Strike against the enemies of creation who would destroy this world. Hati's noble spirit is forevermore bound to the weapon. He will be a loyal companion to you in the dark times ahead.
I've seen no finer hunter in all my days roaming the wilds. Your faith is well placed, Durham. Let's get back to Dalaran. I'll call Huey. No matter how far I go, he manages to find me. Oh, Huey! All right, Huey. Let's get back to Dalaran.
Okay, we finally got this last part of the scenario to work. Unfortunately, the day I started recording this video, that part that we just saw was broken. So Now that we've got it working, we've gotten Titan Strike, the Beast Mastery Hunter artifact, which is a little bit different in terms of its equip bonus as opposed to some of the others. I think most of the others, as a matter of fact. It comes with a passive as opposed to an activatable ability.
Hold on! We're coming in for a landing!
So we have a second pet, Hottie, at all
Oh,
times.
easy, Huey! Easy. Nice day, eh?
Bran will hardly believe his ears when I tell him what happened. What an adventure.
There's always
Now that Titan
another
Strike is
adventure.
yours, you should learn more about the Night Elf who set us on this journey. She might well be back at the Hunter's Reach shop where you met her. Whoever this Emerald Shade Warden is, I'd bet me beard she has some part to play in the war against the Legion. Thank again for the fun. If you ever have need of me, just call.
Keep your wits about
So
you.
we'll head back to the original quest giver right here at Hunter's Reach. Turn this in and we'll head off to our class hall.
Ishnu dal diel.
There's much to do, noble hunter, but first I suppose you'll want to learn a little bit more about who I am and why I've sought you out. Since ancient times, my order has stood vigil in these broken isles, watching for the Legion's return. Only a handful of us remain, but that changes today. The artifact you hold is more than a weapon. It is a symbol that will unite hunters of all kingdoms and creeds. I'm sure you have questions. Meet me at the True Shot Lodge in High Mountain and see with your own eyes what awaits us. Snowfeather and I will make our own way there.
Our duty
So
is
we'll
to
head
all
to
of
Crassus's
Azeroth.
Landing, and as I mentioned in my last hunter video, unlike some of the other hunters, you have to fly here every single time. So you don't have a special portal anywhere. You'll just talk to the flight master and head to the True Shot Lodge. So we'll get to see some things along the way, but we'll take a look at Titan Strike while we're at it. There's the Tomb of Sargeras, and right down here is where the opening scenario to the game starts off. This is where you'll do the Broken Shore scenario. It's pretty fun. Here's the finished or partially finished Suramar. I think this entire zone is, for the most part, done at the moment. But this is quite beautiful. There's really nothing like this in game at the moment. So this is really nice. But we'll take a look at Titan Strike while we're here. Unfortunately, I can't pull it out. And you can see there's a little bit of lag here at the moment. So I do apologize for that, for the little stutters in the frames. But there are a lot of people on at the moment. It's been lagging up the server. So here's Titan Strike. As you can see, we get a little bit of agility and stamina. We'll get some crit and some mastery. And there's our equip bonus. As opposed to some of the other weapons in the game, artifact weapons, which have abilities that you'll use on your bar. This one just gives you another pet. Another companion pet. So that's really fun. It's really neat. I haven't used it yet beyond that. But from what I understand, this spec does quite a bit of damage. It is super, super boring, though. This is not my type of spec. There are ways to make it a little bit more fun, but I'm just not. I don't feel this spec that much. It's kind of boring. Most of it is just pressing these buttons over and over again and shooting when you happen to have enough focus. And it doesn't have one of the biggest problems that I'm seeing right now is the lack of a focus generator. And we don't have a focus generating shot anywhere in this. There's just nothing. There's no focus generation. So if you want to have focus generation, you need to take this talent here for Chimera Shot, which generates 10 focus for every target hit, but it's on an 8.5 second cooldown, so it really doesn't feel that great. I understand this spec is supposed to be now, focused on your pets more than anything, but I'll give you a breakdown of all the skills that you have and the talents in just a moment. We'll take a look after we finish up the class hall. So here we are, the plainest of the plain here at the True Shot Lodge, the plainest of all the class
Hour
halls.
of battle is
I've
at
observed
hand.
your skills for some time, watched you from a distance. Emerald furrows her brow. Wait, that sounds a little creepy. Sorry, my social skills are a tad rusty. Let me start again. Our order has been on the lookout for hunters who could lead the unseen path into a new era. No one is more qualified for that role than you. For 1,000 years, the unseen path has watched and waited. We remain few in number, quietly acting behind the scenes when Azeroth needed us. Only a select few even knew our group existed. But the time for lingering in the shadows is over. Before we begin our work, you should hear more about the unseen path.
Ande Thorasa Thil. Please walk with me, Hunter.
So we'll take a walk.
The unseen path was founded after the War of the Ancients to safeguard the people of Azeroth. From these broken isles, we watched for the Legion's return. As we arrived here to build the True Shot Lodge, the Eagle Spirit, Onara, appeared and gave her blessing. From that day forth, we called this mountain Talon Peak. Over the centuries, most of my fellow Watchers have been lost. The few of us remaining sought out heroes worthy to heed the call when the unseen path was needed once again.
The Silver Covenant stands with you.
The Farstriders vow to fight at your side.
The unseen path is reborn. Well met.
The Legion has returned, and the unseen path needs new blood, new leadership. The weapon you hold is proof there is no one better suited to this task. Will you take up the mantle? Will you fulfill the oath my order took so long ago? Assembled before you are many of our world's greatest archers, rangers, beatsmasters, and trappers ready to fight the Legion as one. It's time you take your first step to becoming a true leader of hunters. We gather at the fire pit and take our oaths of service before the statue of Onara. Touch the statue and kneel before it while I recite the oath, and the unseen path will be reborn.
Thank you for your service. We are the Watchers in the wild. We are the eagle on the wind. We walk the lonely road. For ours is the unseen path. May your weapon strike true. Up in the sky, behold, Onara! The spirit of the eagle has returned. It's so Ishnu alive. Beautiful.
Onara has not appeared to us since the Order's founding. This is surely a sign that with you guiding us, the unseen path will triumph over the Legion.
Take care.
Now that you've rallied hunters from across Azeroth together, it's time to turn your attention to the battle against the Burning Legion. Within the True Shot Lodge is the Altar of the Eternal Hunt. It is an ancient relic alive with old magic, and I believe it can be used to infuse your weapon with even greater might. Go inside the lodge and speak to Altar Keeper Bane, who can instruct you in its use. So we'll head inside. The True Shot Lodge, we'll get a little look at it from the outside here. Kind of hard to see with all the trees around, but basic Night Elven architecture, really. Nothing too spectacular. The inside's pretty. I mean, the sky is brilliant here. But again, it's definitely the plainest I've seen so far, but it's very cool, very cool. It's definitely what you'd expect of a hunter. And here we are. Here is the Altar Keeper. Greetings, it will be my honor to assist you with your artifact. The weapon you hold will strike a potent blow against the Legion, but the demons are relentless. Just as your battle tactics grow and evolve, so must your weapon. The altar before you courses with ancient magic and is alive with the skill and dedication of the hunters who have used it through the ages. Place your artifact upon it, and over time, you'll awaken the full potential of your weapon.
Farewell.
So, we will click on this right here, and this brings up the UI for our artifact weapon. As you can see, there is our passive Hattie's Bond. Hattie will now fight for you as a companion. This is your equip bonus. This is what you get every single time you have the weapon in your hand. And you can see we have 100 artifact power that's given to us just for picking up the weapon, and that will be used to pick this up. Beastmaster, a 1 rank passive, which increases the damage dealt by our dire beasts by 10%. Go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, all of our passives open up here for Titan Strike. So let's take a look. As you can see, there's 300 artifact power per rank on these. That may end up increasing. In the beta right now, I believe it's 300 artifact power per, and then as you move on to your next talent, it will go up. It will end up costing more. So, for right now, these cost 300 artifact power. There are 3 ranks, and they will increase with each rank by, for this particular one, 5%, so you would end up with 15% at max. So let's take a look at them all. We have Focus of the Titans, a 3 rank passive, of course, increasing damage dealt by multi-shot by 5%. We have Spirit Bond, a 1 rank passive. Kill command heals you for 15% of the damage it deals. Spitting Cobras, a 3 rank passive, increases damage dealt by Cobra Shot by 3%. We have Natural Reflexes, a 3 rank passive, increases you and your pet's dodge chance by 2%. Here we have Mimiron's Shell, a 3 rank passive. Aspect of the Turtle also heals you for 10% of your maximum health over the duration. Jaws of Thunder, a 3 rank passive. Kill command has a 5% chance to deal an additional 50% of its damage as nature damage. Sorry, I choked on my tongue there, it would appear. And here is the first of our big passives. You can see they have golden dragon portraits around them. Master of Beasts, a 1 rank passive. Hadi also benefits from Bestial Wrath and Beast Cleave, and deals damage from kill command now. So that's a good one. That's one you're going to want to probably move to really quickly. Or you could head up this path. We have Hunter's Advantage, a 1 rank passive. When you use Misdirection on your pet takes 35% less damage for 8 seconds. Sorry, I'm still laughing and choking on my own tongue. Wilderness Expert, a 3 rank passive, increases the duration of Aspect of the Wild by 1 second. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Aspect of the Wild is a good ability to have up as much as you can. Titan's Thunder, this is another one of our big ones, a 1 rank passive on a 1 minute cooldown. So this is an ability you will actually trigger. This is one of the differences. There's not many artifacts that actually have triggers that you would go down and pick up. So just because I'm guessing we don't have one as an equip bonus, this will be our other. This will be the one that we'll put on our bar. Again, Titan's Thunder, instant cast, 1 minute cooldown. Discharge a massive jolt of electricity from Titan Strike into all of your pets and dire beasts, causing them to deal up to 4,547 damage to their target every second for 8 seconds. That's really powerful. That's really powerful. We talked about that. Here we go. Furious Swipes, 3 rank passive, increases damage dealt by Beast Cleave by 10%. Unleash the Beast, a 3 rank passive. Bestial Wrath increases damage you and your pet deal by an additional 2%. And we have Pathfinder, a 1 rank passive, reducing the cooldown of Aspect of the Cheetah by 60 seconds. And Pack Leader, a 3 rank passive, increasing damage dealt by kill command by 5%. And our last special passive, Surge of the Storm God, a 1 rank passive. When you use multi-shot, Titan Strike has a chance to discharge an electric current at your pet's location, causing an explosion of electricity that deals 8,290 nature damage to all nearby enemies. So that'll give you a little bit of AoE. And we'll talk about these up here. As you can see, they're little artifact slots. This third one will open when you have finished your Hunter Order campaign, your Class Order Hall campaign. So you won't have that until after you hit 110. With these, you'll get them, the little relics, as you go through the Broken Isles. You'll get them through quests, you'll get them through dungeons, you get them through raids as well. I think the raid ones are going to be for this slot here. But you can put them in. Once you put them in, they'll give item levels to your weapon. They'll also give ranks to some of these passives. So if you have 3 ranks in, say, Mimiron Shell, this one may give an extra rank or an extra 2 ranks, so this would be 5 of 3. Once you have them in, though, they cannot come back out. There is no way to unsock it, so make sure when you are putting a new one in, that is definitely what you want to have in the weapon. You don't want to just take something out or put something in just for the sake of getting one extra item level and you lose a really strong passive. So be aware of that. You can't take these out as of now on the beta. And then up here you can see we have a 1. There is a passive for the amount of points that we've put into this. The number of traits that we've purchased. For up to 34 traits, you gain 0.75% into stamina for every one of those traits purchased. So keep that in mind. You can also, we'll exit out of that real quick. You can also open that UI from anywhere in the world to put your artifacts in. You do not need to be at your class order hall for that, but you do need to be at this altar here.
What brings you here?
To put points in to any of these traits. You actually need to physically be at that altar and opening the UI from the altar itself. So now that we've taken a look at that, I just do want to point out, you can see up here at the top, every time you come to your class order hall, you will have this come across the top. It shows your order resources. They're basically your garrison resources. They'll be used for missions. I'm not going to go too into depth about that because we haven't triggered any of them yet, and I can't show you the UI. It's almost exactly the same as it is for your garrison, with little minor differences, and the fact that you won't have to spend most of your day inside your garrison to make money or anything like that. So, and don't worry about these. You'll get them through quests. You'll get them through world quests at 1 in 10, so you won't really have too much problems getting these. Let's turn this in. Wondrous, the growing power of your artifact will strike fear into the hearts of the demon army. Now that your artifact is ready, it's time to plan your first strike against the Legion. Speak to Tactician Tinderfell, our expert on such matters.
Ancestors watch over you.
And that gentleman is right around the corner here, on our left. We will talk to Tactician Tinderfell. Oh, that was really cool. The little lightning. Oop. I clicked on it a little early.
Anaria Shola.
Hail, Pathfinder. It will be my honor to aid you in the fight against the Legion. The Legion believes we are still reeling from our loss on the Broken Shore. Let's prove them wrong. Our scouts have mapped out the Broken Isles, learning everything we can about each region for our imminent assault. Choose where to strike first, and you will lead the Unseen Paths effort personally.
We will have justice.
And we'll click on that. You can see this UI will come up. You'll have the choice to start anywhere in the world except for Suramar. Suramar is a 110 zone. It's basically there for flavor and lore, and eventually to lead, I guess, to the Tomb of Sargeras, which is over here. So these areas we do not worry about. These areas will level up with you, so it does not matter where you start. Pick whichever one looks like it sounds the best to you, or has the best lore, or if there's a special pet you want there and you've seen somebody doing one of those zones. So it does not matter. All these zones will level with you. If you start at Stormheim, Stormheim will be level 100. If you start in Azuna, Azuna will be 100, and they will all level with you. So no matter where you finish, that zone will end up at 110, and all of these zones will now be 110. So we're just going to pick Stormheim to get this rolling. We're not actually going to head to Stormheim or go anywhere further with that
State
quest.
your business.
Excellent choice. The campaign against the Legion has begun.
Keep your wits about you.
Now, the portal back to Dalaran, we do have our Dalaran Hearthstone, so we could use that. But if you want to use the portal and save your Hearthstone, there is a portal at the top of these stairs. There is no portal back, so I learned that in the last video. So if you click this, be aware you're not coming back through a portal. This is just going to take you to Crassus's Landing, and you'll have to fly back, which is about a 2-minute flight. It's not that bad. So we'll talk about the class order hall a little bit. As you can see, looking around, it's just very huntery. On that, there we go. It's very huntery. It's nothing too special. It's just kind of what you'd expect. And if we click on this gentleman, this gentleman is our class order hall. Get rid of some of this junk. He is our class order hall. Oh my goodness, what's the word? Seller. He's going to sell you crap. There is a set here, so if you're going to be playing this as an alt or something like that, these sets are pretty good. They're pretty decent. You can also upgrade them, as you can see here, for class order resources. You can upgrade the 810 items to 820 and all the way up to 840, so you can make the set really nice. They're fairly useful. There are some pieces that are good. As you can see, there's some epics at 840. You will get better gear through mythics and such, mythic dungeons, and I think heroic dungeons are a little bit worse than some of these pieces of gear, but the set itself is pretty decent. I wouldn't go too hard on getting the entire set, unless it's going to be an alt or something like that, because if you're actually trying to progress through heroics and the mythics, you'll get better gear quite quickly. So the sets are cool. Just keep in mind that this isn't something that you're probably going to want to rush towards, unless you're on an alt and you don't have much time to do anything else. Alright, let's take a look around on this side. Nothing too spectacular. There's really nothing in here at the moment. And there's no way to set this, I don't believe, as you're in at the moment. Maybe they'll change that at some point so we can just hearth here, which would be super helpful. But another thing I want to show you before we get into the talents and everything, number one, your stable master. I don't know how useful that is anymore for hunters. I don't main a hunter at all, but our stable master is over there. And this area I will show really quickly. Here he is. Class hall upgrades. What is that? Another little UI. These are very important. You're going to want to pay attention to this as you're leveling up. You can get this one right away for 50 resources. It's a 2-hour research time. Rugged upgrades is our first. Increases the chance for quest rewards to get a rare or epic bonus upgrade from non-repeatable quests, meaning this will not help you at level 110 when you're doing world quests, world dailies. And here's long range, enables the long range ability, which increases the success chance of your first mission you send each day by 20%. That is for your basically your order missions or your garrison missions. Here you can see you need to be 105 to be able to access the second one. And this one takes 4 hours and is on 500 resources. Disengage enables the disengage ability for all missions, which increases success chance of missions with hazards by 10%. And Eagle Ally allows access to the Eagle Flight Network, a number of flight paths scattered around the Broken Isles. I have not seen this, from what I understand. This is rare. This is fairly useful, but you're probably better off going with Disengage, from what I've heard from certain people who have been playing the Hunter at 110 for a while, because there are many ways to get around. But if you're just interested in dicking around and you're not too worried about your missions, which honestly aren't that hard, you can go ahead and take Eagle Ally. Sturdy tents, and by the way, you need to be 110 for these, and as you can see, the research time has jumped from 4 hours to an entire week. So when you hit 110, make sure you have 1,000 resources and you start this right away. And you'll see why when we get to the bottom here. Sturdy tents increases the maximum number of archers, marksmen, trackers, and pathfinders you can recruit by 1. These are basically the same thing as in your garrison when you would have followers. You will have some named followers, and then you will just have basic followers: archers, marksmen, trackers, and pathfinders. Fletchery allows you to place work orders for champion armaments or equipment in exchange for order resources. These, what they're talking about here, is you'll be able to trade it in your order resources to get things you could add to your missions to increase the success level. And as you can see here, once this is done, we have a 10-day research time, 10,000 order resource tier. Keen Eye. Newly recruited squads of archers become unseen marksmen, increasing their mission success chance by 5%. And we have Wild Calling. Newly recruited bands of trackers become pathfinders, which gain Flare, increasing success chance of missions with minions by 15%. Once that's completed, after the 10 days, we have a 12-day tier that costs 12,500 resources. Unseen Path allows you to place a work order for one of your 3 weekly Seals of Broken Fate in exchange for order resources. For those of you that don't know, those seals are used in raids to be able to pick a certain boss that maybe has a piece of gear that you're looking for and gain a bonus roll for loot. So you would get one of your 3 weekly seals automatically if you were to take this. Excuse me. Over here we have Foraging. Completing world quests with a combat ally provides order resources. This is fairly useful. What this means is you'll recruit garrison followers, essentially. And some of them will have the combat ally stat line below. You can take them with you into the world, so I could have my 2 pets. Obviously here for Beast Mastery, I could have my 2 pets, and I would have a combat ally, like, say, for instance, Rexar, who would be out in the world fighting with me at all times. Make it a little bit easier. I wouldn't have to join a whole bunch of different groups. And order resources, as I've seen so far, are not super difficult to get, but you may find that you are having trouble getting them, or you may not have a lot of time to do dailies if you have a job that requires you to spend a lot of time overtime at work. So this might be for you. Keep an eye on that. And then, of course, the legendary one, the best in all the tiers. This one takes 2 weeks and 15,000 order resources to finish. This will increase the number of legendary items you can equip by, when I'm going to close this out, legendary items. They are plentiful. You will be able to get probably one fairly easily. I won't say too easily, but whether you're going to buy it through the auction house or whether you just have a great amount of luck. I've seen tons of people have them already. We could take a quick look. As you can see, there are plenty of them. Now, I'm not going to go through what each and every one of these does, but these are super useful, and having 2 of them would make it much easier for you. Number 1, to get into a raid group and stay in a raid group, and number 2, to be able to be an effective player in those raid groups. So if you're not planning on raiding, don't worry too much about getting all the way down to that talent right away. If you are, plan ahead. Make sure you're paying attention to those cooldowns and when you're able to get on and start that last one, because these are super effective and they all have really incredible equip bonuses. Dire Beast reduces the remaining cooldown on kill command by 3 seconds, and you can have those things up all the time. You do tons and tons and tons of damage. So there's more to the class order hall. There's more UIs to take a look at. There's more things that we could talk about. Unfortunately, I don't have access to any of those, and I don't want to ruin too much for you. I want you to be able to get into the game. Those are the basic things that you'll need to know. Everything else is kind of spoon-fed to you through quests as you go. For some reason, they really don't show that class hall upgrades through any of the quest lines, so you might see that a little later on. But I want to show you, as soon as you have a certain amount of your 50 resources, head back here, get that started. You'll get upgrades as you're doing dungeons and stuff like that. You'll get better gear, so you'll have a little bit of an easier time when you hit 110. Okay, let's head over here. These are where you'll be able to test your damage and such out. So you don't have to go to Stormwind or Dalaran or anything like that. You can kind of sit here and talk to other hunters because they don't have any in Dalaran. They only have them in your class hall. So now that we've done that, actually first, let's take a look at Titan Strike as it appears on our character. I'm not too impressed. I mean, it's a neat looking gun. I've seen better. Maybe it's just because it's on a gnome. It doesn't look fantastic, but I'm not super impressed. Not super impressed with the model for that. Hopefully some of the appearances that we can get later are a little bit better than that. But yeah, there is the Beast Mastery weapon Titan Strike right there, and this is our equip bonus in case I think I did mention that a few times. So, all right, let's take a look at our talents. In the 15 tier now, we have Big Game Hunter, a passive increasing the critical strike chance of your auto shot and cobra shot by 50% on targets who are above 80% health. This might be good in raid or something like that. I don't see this being super useful while you're leveling. The damage that I was doing was absolutely ridiculous as compared to the Survival Hunter. So you probably won't need this while you're leveling. Ways of the Cobra. A passive Cobra shot deals 10% increased damage for every pet or guardian you have active. I'm not quite sure if Hadi counts. From what I've seen, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'll have to ask about that. I'll post that in the comments once I find the answer to that. I don't think that Hottie has been counting towards that. I think it's supposed to, but I think it's been bugged right now. So I think when it hits the live server it will, but I don't think it has been up until this point. Dire Stable, a passive Dire Beast, generates 12 additional focus over its duration. This would be useful. I did not take this one, and as you can see, I was out of focus quite a bit, so that might be pretty useful. Alright, in the 30 tier, we have Stomp, a passive. When your Dire Beast charge in, they will stomp the ground, dealing 27,286 physical damage to all nearby enemies. And then we have Dire Frenzy, which will replace Dire Beast on a 13.7 second cooldown, causing your pet to enter a frenzy, performing a flurry of 5 attacks on the target and gaining 45% increased attack speed for 8 seconds. This can stack up to 3 times. You also will generate 25 focus from this. So this might be useful as well, along with this ability to keep your focus up so you can keep shooting. And then we have Chimera Shot, instant cast, 8.2 second cooldown, a two-headed shot that hits your primary target and another nearby target, dealing 10,922 nature damage to one and 10,922 frost damage to the other, generating 10 focus for every target hit. In the 45 tier, we have Post Haste. Disengage will also free you from all movement impairing effects and increasing your movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. Then we have Farstrider, a passive that makes your ability critical strikes have a 10% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Disengage. And Dash, another passive increasing the duration of aspect of the Cheetah by 3 seconds. In the 60 tier, we have One with the Pack, a passive granting Wild Call 15% increased chance to reset the cooldown on Dire Beast. Wild Call. Grants Wild Call. I do not know what Wild Call is. Do I not have that? I'll take a look in a second. What in the world is Wild Call? Unless they mean... no. I'm not sure. I'm confused. What in the world is Wild Call? Oh, it's our passive. Your auto shot critical strikes have a 20% chance to reset the cooldown on Dire Beast. Okay, so that just increases that to 35%. So if you take that, you have a 35% chance for our auto shot crits to reset the cooldown on Dire Beast. That could be super useful because you are wanting to spam these buttons a lot. And then we have Bestial Fury, a passive, increasing the damage bonus of Bestial Wrath by 20%. And Blink Strikes, a passive where your pet's basic attack deals 50% increased damage, can now be used from 30 yards away, and will instantly teleport your pet behind its target. Your pet can teleport only once every 20 seconds. Probably better off going with one of these two than Blink Strikes. I just wanted to try this out and see what it did. In the 75 tier, Binding Shot. I think everyone knows what Binding Shot does. So if you're a hunter watching this video, this is basically your tether, stunning people and keeping them locked in place. It's on a 45-second cooldown, so I'm not going to read all that, but you know what that one is. Wyvern Sting. It's the exact same thing as it was on live. Yeah, exact same. It's on a 45-second cooldown, and it has a 1.37 second cast time. Intimidation, 1 minute cooldown, commanding your pet to stun the target for 5 seconds. So I find that to be the best one while I'm leveling. Although Binding Shot might be good if you're a little more... I don't know what that sound is, but it's scary. But you know, a better hunter might take Binding Shot. I don't know. In the 90 tier, we have a Murder of Crows. Summons a flock of crows to attack your target, dealing 148,080 damage over 15 seconds. If the target dies while affected by the ability, the cooldown will reset. It also will have a 1 minute cooldown if it doesn't, so if you're on a raid boss or something like that. Barrage, which is the one I took, causing cost 60 focus, channeled ability with a 20-second cooldown. Rapidly fires a spray of shots for 2.7 seconds, dealing 132,978 physical damage to the target, and an average of 66,489 physical damage to each other enemy in front of you. You can also use this while moving. Then Volley. Volley's a little bit different. Instant 1.37 second cooldown. I remember when Volley was the coolest ability in the world. While active, your auto attacks will spend 3 focus to launch a volley of shots that hit the target and all other enemies, dealing 3,109 additional physical damage. So basically, this is just a toggleable that you keep on, and it will cost some focus, and it'll just hit everything in front of you. So there's a lot of AoE you need done. Maybe volley something that you would be interested in taking. I don't know. I think Murder of Crows and Barrage are better than this, but you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a more experienced hunter might use volley. I'm not quite sure. In the 100 tier, we have Stampede, which is the same as it is on live. It's on a 3-minute cooldown. Killer Cobra, a passive while Bestial Wrath is active. Cobra Shot resets the cooldown on kill command. Super useful. And an Aspect of the Beast, a passive kill command will cause an additional effect based on your pet's spec. If your pet is Ferocity, the target also bleeds for 3,735 physical damage over 9 seconds. If your pet is a Tenacity, a tank, your pet will also take 15% reduced damage for 6 seconds. And if your pet is Cunning, the target's movement speed is also reduced by 50% for 4 seconds. This one I'm not particularly fond of. I feel like this was just the filler. They didn't have anything better to throw in. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this is useful. Holy God, what is that? Is that the Devil Sore? Yes, it's the Devil Sore. That's really terrifying. All right, so as you can see, this is what our bars as a Beast Mastery Hunter will look like. And I'll talk to you about some of the abilities. I'm not going to talk to you about all of them in depth, but I will tell you about any of them that have changed, and then we'll take a look at some of the animations. Flare is still there. We still have Misdirection. We talked about Barrage, Stampede, and Intimidation. Feigned Death is the same, lasting up to 6 minutes on a 30-second cooldown. Our aspects changed. Here we go. Here's our Aspect of the Wild, and this is for Beast Mastery only for this particular slot. These two are, I believe, with all of the hunters, and they each have their own special ability. So Aspect of the Wild on a 2-minute cooldown grants you and your pet 10 focus per 1 second and 10% increased critical strike chance on all attacks for 10 seconds. Aspect of the Turtle, deflecting all attacks and reduces damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds, but you cannot attack. So essentially this is now Deterrent. This is what Deterrence was. And then we have Aspect of the Cheetah on a 3-minute cooldown, increases movement speed by 90% for 3 seconds and then 30% for 9 seconds. As you can see, our pet utility, and for some reason you can't drag these out and put them on the bar. So this might be a little bit annoying to hunters that you might want to make macros for your men pet and stuff like that. But all of your pet utility is on one of these little bars here. Here's your call pet, obviously. And Eagle Eye is still there for whatever godforsaken reason. Let's get rid of the bloat. Leave this crap in there. Cobra Shot. This is our basic attack here for... This is kind of like your arcane shot. Multi-shot is there. The thing about multi-shot in Beast Mastery spec is it triggers Beast Cleave, which means our pets will hit everything around it. So, I'm not sure how long that lasts. Let's take a look, though. Doesn't say. Yeah, it's not showing. Okay, that's unfortunate. Well, I know it's supposed to last a few seconds, so whenever you're using multi-shot, your pets will kind of cleave everything around it. And then we have Kill Command, it's now 30 focus, instant cast on a 6.85 second cooldown, giving the command to kill, causing your pet to savagely deal 35,588 physical damage to its target. And it's in a 25-yard range. Then we have Dire Beast. Dire Beast is now an 11-second cooldown, summoning a powerful wild beast to attack for 8 seconds, and you will generate 12 focus over the duration of the Dire Beast being there. We have Bestial Wrath, sending your pet into a rage, increasing all damage you both deal by 20% for 15 seconds. Bestial Wrath's remaining cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds each time you use Dire Beast. This is a 1.5-minute cooldown, so you can kind of have this up quite a bit. And we have Disengage. Disengage is the exact same. Same with Concussive Shot and Counter Shot. And then this is a new ability that they added in. This is really useful. Exhilaration. It will heal you for 30% of your health and your pet for 100% of its health on a 2-minute cooldown. So if you're fighting an elite mob or something like that and your pet's taking a whole bunch of damage, click Exhilaration. He will get all his health back. You will get a little bit back. And you'll be able to to kind of fight through that. So, now that we've taken a look at our abilities and our talents, I'm going to give you a little idea of what some of the animations look like now. Here's Aspect of the Cheetah. As you can see, just making me run super fast. Nothing spectacular there. For you League of Legends fans, here is our Udyr spec. Now, as you can see, we can't attack while we're in Udyr spec. That's our new deterrence. I like the animation, a little turtle shell over top of us. And Aspect of the Wild, nothing spectacular. Again, my graphics are set pretty low, so it may look a little bit different if you have it on Ultra, but from what I've seen, the animations aren't super different. Feign Death, same thing. Gnome on the ground. Let's see, what could we take a look at? Let's take a look. Flare's the exact same, right? Yeah, nothing's changed about Flare. Here's Exhilaration. Nothing spectacular, it's just a heal. Disengage hasn't changed. Yeah, oh, I can't get over the wall. Okay, so let's take a look at our auto attack. And we'll let our pets go. Take a look at Cobra Shot. A little bit of a different animation. Kind of look like like you're spitting a spitball at somebody. Multi-shot. Pretty neat. Now we'll use... what do we got here? Kill Command. Nothing spectacular. Here's Dire Beast. Summons a random beast. Now, this may still work a little differently. Let's see. Yeah, so it summons something different. Here's a little deer. Let's check out Stampede. There we go. Just running through now. You don't have a bunch of pets just running around hitting people in the face. It just runs straight towards its target. Pretty cool. Intimidation. Nothing super different. Barrage is pretty much the same. As you can see, your auto attack with Titan Strike gives that kind of lightning hit. Little lightning effect. That's pretty cool. Bestial Wrath. We'll put this little thing around you, so in PvP you'll always be able to know when a hunter is doing more damage. I like this effect. And that's it. That's literally it for the Beast Hunter. There's nothing, or the Beast Mastery Hunter. There is nothing super special about them. My name disappeared. It's just gone forever, and so did my pet's name. There we go. I don't know what's happening. Again, the spec is kind of fun if you were the type of person that likes to get on, put on Netflix on your other monitor, and just go and not have to think. It's super easy, even a hunter idiot like me. I didn't have any trouble with this, and we don't have the same type of gear when we use the template characters. As you can see, my item level is only 688, and that includes Titan Strike. So all the gear really was 680 for all of this video. Most of you will have much better gear than that, and 700, 720, 740. So you won't have any problems if you decide to go Beast Mastery. Again, you'll have a chance to check this out on live in just a couple of weeks and get used to it if you're interested. Again, super boring but very efficient. So give it a look. Give it a check out on the 19th of July when the servers have the pre-patch and all the talents and the abilities change. So, alright guys, I want to thank you for joining me for this video. I'm sorry it took so long to finish it up and put it out, but we did have problems on the server for the last couple of days and I wasn't able to finish it up. You guys have yourselves a wonderful evening, have a nice night, and I'll talk to you soon.